welcome back to another episode of the Pirate Bay podcast. You're here with myself, DJ Rex. See what we got in the building?
Leader Man.
And for the first time ever, we've actually got Leader Man in the actual building.
Just gets better and better.
No more choppy internet, no more, none of that. We actually got man in the building. And for the first time ever, we'll be bringing you visuals of this as well. So we're filming it as well, live and direct from our front room. How you doing though, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good and just enjoying the weather at the moment, man.
No, I definitely hear you on that one. It's good. It's good. Summertime's here, innit? So we're really starting to feel that vibe.
Yeah, it's good that whole kind of feeling coming out of lockdown now as well, especially. So yeah, that's the main thing, really. That's the main thing.
Definitely hear you on that one. So what have you been watching this week, though? Talk to me, Kazi. Talk to me.
There's quite a few things I've been watching. I've been watching a lot of trailers, to be fair.
Okay.
I've been watching a lot of trailers in that sense, like as in upcoming movies that are actually coming out in the cinema when the cinemas do fully open back again. And one of the trailers that gripped me was a trailer I watched the other day called The Tax Collector. So this trailer is by a director called David Ayer, which directed Suicide Squad, Harsh Times, Street Kings, and it stars Shia LaBeouf in it.
Okay, what's the synopsis?
It's kind of got that Training Day vibe to it.
Okay.
Because David Ayer, he wrote Training Day.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he directed it. I think it was Anton Freak that directed it, but he wrote Training Day. And it's got that kind of Training Day vibe to it. So obviously it's about like street gang culture. Shia LaBeouf's this undercut, like he's not an undercover cop. He's a straight out. He looks like a straight out dirty cop in that sense, and he's bringing his colleague around with him to basically tax collect street gangs. So it's kind of like harsh, like rough and ready. Like it's actually quite mad. Like, but Shia LaBeouf just seems back, man. He seems like he's the man again. Like seriously, like.
When was the last time he did a movie before this? Because I ain't seen him in something for a while.
He done a movie on Amazon. I think it was called Honey Boy. He done. I think he got like a lot of critically acclaim for that movie as well. It's a good film. Literally, it's just kind of like a father-son relationship, but he's showing a bit of diversity now. Do you know what I mean? So
he's coming to play the gangster roles and that.
Yeah, he's coming to be that guy again. Like he's coming to be that Denzel, your guy Denzel, isn't it?
Yeah, I imagine. You know what? Let me just add here something. Yeah, when we did the Denzel versus Tom Cruise episode, I put a poll up in my story. Yeah, and I said who to people who your favorite actor is. Yeah, 75% Denzel, and I think out of the people that voted Tom Cruise, you were one of them. So it just goes to show you, well, my followers anyway were overwhelmingly in favor of Denzel. So I think I won that one, but you know,
I don't know. You probably ask like a couple of those people that voted Denzel and say to them, name me 5 Denzel films. They probably couldn't do it, but
come on, everyone can name you 5 Denzel films. It's easy, like, come on. Give my followers some credit. They like what they like, man. Come on.
Listen to me, yeah. Listen. If we were on that show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you had to call one of your followers, name 5 Denzel films. You got 30 seconds. I bet they couldn't do it.
No, you're doing them dirty. But I digress anyway. But
what you been up to though? Anyway, you got to talk to me, man.
I've watched a few trailers. I was watching the trailer for Tenet the other day.
Oh, okay.
Which has obviously been pushed back. That's a disappointing one because I was actually looking forward to that one.
I think everyone's looking forward to that.
Yeah, because people don't really know if it's a sequel to Inception. So it's like...
that's the theory about it.
Yeah, it's like, is it set in the same world as Inception? What's the philosophy behind it? Is it time travel? Because apparently, like, the guy who... He's actually Denzel Washington's son, by the way. Again, my guy Denzel...
Was it John David Washington?
Yeah,
right?
John David Washington. Yeah, he's he's the star of it, and he can. I don't know if it's like time travel or if he's reversing time. People don't really know yet. So I was looking forward to that, but obviously because the cinemas are closed, we don't know when we're gonna get that. Snyder Cut as well. You know the Justice League Snyder Cut.
Yeah, that's like 2021, isn't it?
Yeah, that's coming 2021. I've been watching a little bit of previews and stuff and videos about what people think that's gonna be. 6 hour epic.
That's gonna be crazy. You know that?
That should be sick. That I'm actually looking forward to that. I think that's really gonna bang. But it's one of those ones where it's all in the execution, isn't it? Because it could all go horribly wrong. But boy, obviously this time I'm riding for DC now, innit?
What changed your mind though?
Well, obviously Marvel just haven't got anything coming out, so. Or I haven't really been seeing too much trailers or too much information coming out, so I flipped along to DC and been seeing what's going on over there.
You got Disney Plus. You got Falcon versus.
I ain't even got Disney Plus at the moment. There's not enough content on there. But that's another story for another day. You know what I've been watching as well on Netflix. I've been watching Fair City. It's about the mob.
I haven't seen that one.
It's new. I think it came out a couple of days ago, so I'm only on the second episode. But it's about the mob. So it's like a documentary that kind of goes through how the FBI took down 5 of the 5 crime families in New York in the 80s.
Oh, crazy!
So, yeah, I told you I love me a good crime doc. So I've just started that, and then I finished I May Destroy You. But we're talking about the back end of this episode. So. What's our topic for the week? Let me drop in a segue and then we'll come back with topic of the week. What's our topic of the week this week, Lee? Talk to me. I know you're going to love this one as well.
Well, it's every man and every woman's fantasy, you know. It is obviously the topic of the week is, what is the best sex scene and sex film out there?
Ooh, okay. Man's gone there, yeah. It's not even night. It's not even nighttime. You go. You're having these conversations. I know.
To go sun outside, everything. Right?
I'll let you start. Should we do? Let's do top 3.
Should we do top 3?
Yeah, or we'll do top 3. We'll do memorable ones as well. It's hard to think though. It's hard to actually think now because like sex scenes are they're just almost in everything. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's true, but that's the funny thing about it, and it's like it's normal now, isn't it? Like they always say the phrase "sex sells."
Yeah, I heard that. So
sex actually does sell, and like those are what people run to the cinema or like literally run to watch things on Netflix for as well.
But I don't know when it comes to actual sex scenes themselves.
Yeah,
I've never been like one for proper like I want to see it. Like it's just if it drives the story forward, then yeah. Like for example, before you give your first one, Power was a show that had bare sex scenes in it.
Yeah,
bare vivid sex scenes. And sometimes it used to be like, this scene's going on for too long, man. I think man chop it up a bit. Do you know what I mean? Sex scene all 4 or 5 minutes. You're like, fam. I feel like I'm right there with you watching. Like
you see Ghost just come in and just start pounding Angela in the most rawest places. You're like, whoa.
Do you know what I'm saying? But Power definitely gets an honourable mention because they hella unnecessary sex scenes. Do you know them ones?
Yeah, Power was good. I think from like episode 1.
Right,
when it was literally bang, sex scenes, like literally.
Sex.
Yeah, have you ever watched that show on Netflix, Sex Education?
Oh no, you know what? That's something I haven't seen.
Do you know what? I actually need to watch that. I had quite a few friends tell me about that as well. They said it's really good, literally. So it's one of those ones that I need to actually watch that.
Yeah, a lot of my colleagues are always talking about that and always referencing it, but I'm just like,
yeah, I got a fair idea of what it's about.
Sex education, I'm guessing.
It is sex education, but it's like the student whose mother is a sex therapist. And obviously I think he's a virgin, and obviously he picks up a lot of sex tips, and then he starts telling his friends at like college and stuff, or is it school, that like this is what you do and this is how you execute, and you know what
even though he's a virgin, yeah.
I think he's a virgin. I don't know, but all I know is he starts getting a lot of girls from it as well, and it's just crazy, man. It's actually crazy.
You know what? Anybody that's listening, I want you to tweet us or drop us a message on Instagram and let us know what you rate sex education. And if I get more than 3 or 4 messages, I watch it. Because there's just too much stuff. Like, you know, when something comes out and you don't watch it within like the first month, it just gets like, there's just other stuff comes out. So you just kind of, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's so many, man. There's so many. Definitely. But Yeah, so what, we're going to do the top three, yeah?
Yeah, give us your top three. Give us your number three. We'll do 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1.
Well, let me think. I will say number 3 would have to be I don't know if people are gonna hate me for this. 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, that's a which one though? Which one?
Number 1.
Oh, the first one.
First one.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you know what it is, yeah? Because I actually read the book.
Is that the shower scene you're talking about, or
just that?
Just the whole movie.
Just the whole movie itself. Like literally, like Christian Grey was just like he was the guy, man. Like I remember there was a big debate about who should play like Christian Grey. I remember there was a lot of people saying
at the time,
who should play him, and there was people coming in and people coming out, and then literally they went for the Irish actor Jamie Dunham. Yeah, I think they went for him, and they selected him. And boy, I say the critics they panned the movie.
Yeah,
like the film. I'm not gonna lie, it did seem very plastic, but like the story behind it in a sense, yeah, like this guy he's just finessing this. He's just finessing this girl, yeah. Like literally to come and stay with him and just go into his dungeon and just tie her up, and then she kind of makes that transition as in, okay, like you're not going to be dominant no more. I'm going to be the dominant one. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously then it goes into a lot of it about a family and whatnot, and that's the thing I like about it. I was just a bit peed off that Rhea Ora had no sex scenes in the movie.
What's wrong with you, bro? This guy's so arrogant. You know what? No, it's definitely up there. It gets a mention, 100%. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I remember actually. I think it came out on Valentine's Day, the first one, didn't it?
Yeah,
it did. Valentine's Day.
It did.
I think I've seen 2, but I don't think I've seen 3. But I swear it smashed it at the box office though.
It did. It done well because obviously like the book was like really critically acclaimed and everybody read the book. Like when what people were expecting from the book, like the whole sort of like what can I say is like Christian Grey was like a dominatrix in that sense.
It was a lot of women's dark fantasy.
Yeah, like it was like a lot of women's dark fantasies, like but tie me up. But it's like choke me. But it's like I don't know. I don't know. I liked it. I kind of liked it. Like a lot of people panned it, but I could actually say I really liked it. To be fair, it was quite good.
So that's your third movie. So I thought we were doing scenes. I don't know. We're actually doing movies.
Oh no! We can do scenes. We can do movies. We just do a top 3, man.
Oh, top 3, anything.
Yeah, top 3. Like if it comes down to sex.
You know what? My third one. Yeah. You know what? My top 3 in no particular order. These are just ones that I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember Watchmen, the movie, not the series, the original movie?
Oh, by Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Do
you remember a scene with Night Owl in the little owl plane? Yeah. And him and the lady start,
Oh yeah.
I've only picked that scene because I think it's a funny one, and like I'm not even gonna get too technical, but I just like the way it's shot. The moonlight's in the back, and then obviously he's doing his thing. He's doing his little thing. You get me? He's giving her the owl thing. You get me? And then when he's about to reach his thing, he hits the button and then the fire starts coming out the front of
yeah. I remember.
And everyone can see it. Like there's people below that can just see the fire in the sky. They're like, right, let's get out there.
Do you know what's crazy about that scene? Yeah, from what I remember, literally. It was like one of the first superhero films that had sex.
And that's the reason. That's the reason why I picked it, because it's not often you get to see that in that realm. Yeah. But Watchmen was a little bit more grown up anyway. But you don't really get to see that. Like, you imagine you see Batman finessing Catwoman like in the back plane. Like you're just never gonna see that. You know
those who haven't watched Watchmen, please watch it and then watch the TV show because it all relates to what's going on in today's society as well.
I started the TV show actually. I watched the first 2 episodes of the TV show. I need to finish it. But it is. It's all like it's basically about racism, isn't it?
It is, and like literally, it just goes into that whole like dark history of racism and why racism come about, and
it starts like that as well because the first episode is set in like Black Wall Street, and
Yeah.
then
That's
Yeah, it's just a
That's where I
madness.
learned it from. I didn't even know all about that until
serious?
until I watched Watchmen, and I started researching the history of it and everything. And I saw that, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
it's like a war, like that seems a mad thing. But that Watchmen is my number 3, and simply because it's a superheroes going at it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't really get to see that like in films, innit? Like I'm not talking about like there's a part of the internet that you can go if you want to find that. But
I like. There's a lot of places you go into it.
if you want to find superheroes and couple keywords you can key in, that'll get you that. But in terms of actual films, that's one of the first times in my memory that I can remember seeing a sex scene with 2 superheroes.
That was crazy, man.
Give us your number 2, my G.
My number 2. All right. Classic movie from 1992.
All right, go
Right.
ahead.
And I actually saw they were watching it on that was it Gogglebox, the celebrity Gogglebox.
Yeah.
Like I saw that they were kind of previewing it, they were watching it because I think it came on TV the other day, and it's a cult classic. I think it hit Sharon Stone, the stardom.
Yeah, go on.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
That film from the get go is literally one big porno.
You know what's funny was obviously I'm maybe not old enough to remember, but were like sex scenes were like that them times when that film came out?
Yeah, they were quite explicit,
So
man.
okay, because I'm thinking I don't know if that was like groundbreaking at the time or if it was just that normal.
No, you know it is. It's just it's the story itself and how the sex played into the actual movie, which made it like very different, very unusual, and the mystery behind it as well. That's what intrigued the audience to basically say, you know what, this movie is a great sex movie.
Break it for those who haven't seen it, because I ain't seen that film in maybe a good 10 years, but break it down for somebody that hasn't seen it and what makes it so special.
Okay, let me try to think of top of head. Well, it's a bit
You can Google it if you want.
it's about I'm trying to remember Michael Douglas. He plays a cop
Yeah, he's a
called
cop.
he plays a cop called Nick. And at the beginning of the movie, there's a great sex scene, and you see the back of a female's head, and you're trying to determine whether if it's Sharon Stone or not. And basically, there's a really important guy that is killed during sex with an ice pick. So this guy is slaughtered. Literally, he's tied up and he's slaughtered like with an ice pick, right? I'm sorry if everyone's seen me do this motion, but that's the ice pick. It's nothing like.
This is the wrong topic to be doing that for.
I know. It's just, but anyway, basically, yeah. So this guy gets slaughtered with an ice pick, and then Michael Douglas gets involved, as in like he tries to find out who the actual killer is. But like everything kind of leads to this writer, which is Sharon Stone, like kind of trying to boost up sales for her book, trying to basically play out as in her book is actually real. So that's when the chase like becomes like a very cat and mouse kind of story. And then literally Michael Douglas becomes sexually involved with Sharon Stone. And it's like he's kind of tempting fate, as in, okay, like basically I'm just intrigued by her, I'm attracted to her. And the funny thing about it as well is Sharon Stone's character, she's bisexual. Okay. So she actually has a girlfriend as well, but she's playing around with Michael Douglas. And as I said, like the sex scenes in that, it's just crazy. I think there's an infamous scene which will go down in history as well, when she's detained and they're questioning her.
Yeah, in the police station.
In the police station. You remember that clearly?
Yeah. Go break it down for anyone else. You might put a little clip of it in there, but go break it.
Well, in the scene, she's basically she's sitting down, she's talking to the police officers, she's smoking a cigarette, and they're kind of giving her certain questions and whatnot. And she starts to distract them. Like, they're looking at her and thinking, oh, she's really beautiful. She's smoking a cigarette. She's just got her legs out. And then literally, she opens up her legs and then you can clearly see underneath her skirt, in between her legs, that she's wearing no knickers. So she literally, and Sharon Stone actually really done that as well.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, that was actually true. It was crazy.
I never knew that.
So she showed that on screen, and the police officers, like, they just didn't know what to do there. They're all kerfuffled, they're sweating and pulling their collars, like, do you know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Like, this is crazy. Do you know what I mean? And it's a thing, whereas Michael Douglas tried to keep a cool head, but then obviously, as I said, like, it's a great crime thriller. Or should I say, it's a great crime sexual thriller in that film.
Neo-noir.
Yeah, it's a neo-noir. But
them terms there. Yeah. I just got that from Wikipedia. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the hell that is. I just want to throw it in there.
Classic French cinema. But basically, it just the film gets wild. But it's a classic. When you think about, like, a lot of these sex films are out there and whatnot, yeah, or not say sex films out there, because sex films are pornos. But a lot of these movies that include
a lot of sex,
great sex scenes, and it involves sex within the actual story. Basic Instincts done it perfectly. They executed it. They literally just executed it.
I thought that would be your number one, if I'm honest. Nah. I know you probably got something special for number one, you know.
I got something for everyone. I was going to be thinking, whoa, what is this?
You know what? I'm going to go for... So I've gone for scenes. I've gone for scenes and I've gone for moments, yeah?
Yeah.
So my number two, and I always like to be unorthodox, just stuff that just sticks out to me. Do you remember the sex scene in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie?
Oh,
and they're mashing up the yard.
And they literally just
they're mashing up the yard.
Yeah, I actually remember that.
I like that because that's my thing. No, I'm joking. But that scene's just always stuck in my head, innit? And especially because they actually had a relationship as well after that. And that was I swear that was the beginning of their relationship.
I think it was.
They met on the set of that film, innit? And then I swear they started doing a...
Yeah, he started cheating on Jennifer Aniston. Yeah.
And that's why I like it.
that's when they like it.
But that's why it's stuck in my head, because it's just like... So Brad went, yeah, and he done this scene, and he thought, right, like, I like this, you know, like... And then he went and he made it real, like, you know. But that's a scene that's just always stuck in my head when I think of like good sex scenes, because it's different. It's not just the average power of just rolling around there, shot from here, shot from there. It's got a stupid and funny element to it, because they're both agents. They both don't know they're agents, and they're just smashing up the yard. Like, do you know, they're just smashing up the yard. Like, it's like ultra violent but ultra sexy.
Do you know what? It's crazy as well, because it's like, obviously Angelina is considered like one of the most sexiest women in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And obviously, like, Brad Pitt's won it numerous amount of times as well, being the sexiest male in Hollywood. So it's like putting them two together in a movie, and then like the sex scene going off of two agents, like,
and then them actually getting together off the back of it. It's it's like a story. It's like a movie in a movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like a story that writes itself. So
Angelina got a lot of stick for it though. I remember, like, they were saying, "Oh yeah, she stole him away. Yeah, she's a home wrecker, this and that," because she kind of broke up Billy Bob Thornton. And
I swear to God, what can you?
You can't deny. I'll be honest, you can't deny love, innit? You can't deny love, innit? Like, if they love each other and they fell for each other, then it is what it is, innit? You know what I mean? Like,
they're not still together now, are they?
No, they're not.
I don't think it was. It didn't. No, but did they have kids?
Yeah,
they had like adopted.
They had a couple adopted children.
Yeah,
they had twins, and they had a daughter.
Bradgelina.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So for me, that was the beginning of Bradgelina. So that's why I picked that one.
It's true.
It's not a super technical reason, but sometimes you just got to go with the fuckery, innit? You just got to go with the fuckery, innit? Like, that's it. That's how it is sometimes.
It's so true, man.
My number one is the. You know, I'll let you say your number one, but I'm just gonna frame my number one. My number one. The only reason I remember this is because I think it's one of the first sex scenes that I remember ever seeing. But you give us your, before we do number ones, let's give some honourable mentions.
Honourable mentions.
Honourable mentions for number one.
I remember there was a film I watched when I was younger, and it was 80s film. I think it had Kim Basinger in it. I think it's called 9.5 Weeks.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's got Mickey Rourke in it as well. It was an old school film, but it was another kind of pioneer movie of like, when it came to like mixing a great story with sex in it. and literally throughout the whole 9.5 weeks, in that sense, like these two were just battering each other in the movie. Like literally, like, it was like scene after scene was just like, and he was sitting there thinking, "Wait a second, all right, cool, is this?" Yeah, just like it was a classic. What porn star back then? Or Jenna Jameson?
I don't know.
Lie, tell.
I don't know.
Lie to me, boy.
I don't know. I mean, chat about, to be honest, who are these people?
I remember that hard drive back in the day, bro.
God, actually, absolute waste, man. I don't know what are you talking about, boy.
I remember we were young bucks, like back in the day, like yeah.
Hey, talk for yourself, my G. Talk for yourself, my G. So you got 9.5 weeks.
Well,
yeah?
9.5 weeks, I'll probably give that honorable mention. Still, there's quite a lot, man. Even like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, definitely. Game of Thrones is like Power, where they're like, okay, we've got the story going. Should we sprinkle some sex in here? Sprinkle some sex in over here. Okay, yeah, okay, some more sex over there. That's how I kind of felt with Game of Thrones.
Just throwing a bit of violence.
Throwing a bit of violence.
Yeah, a bit of sex.
Some extra sex here.
Go car drive, go, you mind just go smashing her out.
Game of Thrones definitely bet. Like,
a Khaleesi man bend over a bit, you know, get it from behind.
You know what I'm saying? It's just Game of Thrones bare sex. You know what? I'm gonna honorable mention Halle Berry in Monsters Ball. Always.
Oh yeah,
that always gets mentioned. I think that's.
What did she say again?
What about that? Did she win something for that scene?
No, she won Best Oscar
for
the performance itself.
In that movie, yeah.
But there's something that she says during she's having sex with Billy Bob Thornton.
I can't remember. I just remember that was a scene that the women loved. That was that was one for the women. That was one for the women. Them, do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, he was doing the madness.
But yeah, that was crazy. I think because of the sex. I think the sex it seems so real.
It was just so like slow and just like it didn't seem movie-esque, it was just very like it just seemed very real.
It just went straight in. It was straight in front of your face. Like, straight away, all right, cool. He's going down on her now. Like, okay.
And the thing is, it's just very slow. Then it's just like, okay, okay, he's still there. Oh, he's still there. Okay.
She's getting her knickers ripped off. Like she's getting bent over the table. Like, okay, I swear her son's upstairs.
And the thing is, because Halle Berry is a sex symbol, like people really messed with Halle Berry. Well, she's still attractive now, but people really messed with Halle Berry. It was like. Yeah. I think that's probably why she won the Oscar. The board were probably like, we've been waiting for this. Where's the Vaseline? Where's the lotion? So that.
No, that's what she says. I just came to my head just now. She goes, "Make me feel good." I would never forget that. You know, she goes, "Make me feel good."
You know what?
He was sweating. He's just because people thought he was a bit old as well.
Yeah, he's a bit old, isn't it? That's how I know you watched that scene on numerous occasions, bro.
You know it is, yeah.
Watched that scene a hell of times, you know.
I can't lie to you, yeah. That to me just stood out the most. Like, you just make me feel good. I think, yo, Halle, is this what you got in? Yeah, it's what's going in.
You know what else gets an honourable mention there? This is a dumb one, isn't it? This is like a totally left of the field, yeah. Have you seen Sausage Party? Again, it's a special one.
Listen, don't kill me.